I'm going to be ranking the top 10 best auctionable cards right now in NBA 2K23 Myteam. If you guys don't know what I mean by auctionable cards, every single card in this top 10 will be purchasable from the auction house. So no free cards like Mike Banson, Billy Knight, Kevin Garnett, those type of free cards. Only going to be a top 10 cards that you can buy off the auction house. But let me know in the comment section down below who are your guys' favorite auctionable cards in my team right now. And of course, let me know what you guys would change about my top 10. But coming in at the number 10 spot, I do feel like is going to be the new Galaxy Jonathan Isaac. I think he's such an elite small forward, being 6'11" with a 7'2" wingspan. I am actually going to be leaving Giannis out of this top 10. He'd probably be my honorable mention at probably number 11 or number 12. Still a really good power forward, but I think Jonathan Isaac all around is probably a little bit better than Giannis, because I like Jonathan Isaac a lot more at the small forward position over a guy like Giannis. And then power forward, I do think it's a very close debate as well. I mean, Isaac's such a good defender, maybe even a little bit better than Giannis. He's got a 98 block, 95 interior defense, 95 perimeter, 95 steal, and a 97 lateral quickness. He also has tons and tons of good Hall of Fame defensive badges like anchor, challenger, chase on artist, clamps, glove, interceptor, workhorse, menace. I mean, this card is just a beast on the defensive end. And then even offensively, I think he's a lot better than a guy like Giannis. He's got a jump shot on very quick timing. It's actually a pretty solid jump shot. He's got pretty good sigs as well, basically the Kevin Durant sigs, and then he's also got the normal leaner. So in my opinion, I do think Jonathan Isaac is going to be the 10th best auctionable card. Coming in at my number 9 spot is going to be Galaxy Ben Simmons. He is still such an elite point guard, being 6'11" with a 7-foot wingspan, and that's pretty much what he's good at. Is he's tall, he can play defense, grab rebounds. It is going to be really good at mashing and going to the rim. He's a little bit of a liability on the offensive end, only having a 65 3 ball, no shooting badges, and a little bit baited of a release, but just all around he's still going to provide you with a lot of value at that point guard position. I mean, he's still probably the 3rd best, you could argue the 2nd best point guard in the game in my opinion, because of his defense, his height, and his wingspan as well. But coming in at my number 8 spot, I do think Pink Diamond Dino is a better auctionable card than a guy like Ben Simmons, and the reason is because he can play both positions at a way higher level than a guy like Ben. He's probably a top 3, top 4 power forward in the game, and he's a top 5 center in the game as well, number 4 in my opinion. So you could say he's a top 3 power forward, you can argue it, and then I do think he's a top 4 center in my team, where Ben Simmons is the 3rd best point guard in the game. So I think all around Dino is probably a little bit better as an auctionable card in my opinion, because he's got an 8-foot wingspan and he can play that center and power forward position. He's got a 90 block, 90 interior defense, but I think we got to keep talking about the 8-foot wingspan. That is the reason why this card is so elite, is because of that wingspan. His player model is really good. He's got 89 speed, 89 acceleration. So if you're running him at center, he's going to be super fast. He's got some amazing dribble sigs for your power forward or center. Like if you match up against a guy like Yao Ming or even Kristaps and some slower centers, maybe that are not super versatile and can't really guard on the perimeter, you can take people off the dribble with Dino with these dribble sigs. And then I also do think he's got a really good jump shot. He's got quick drops off one, I think, or no, he's got front clutches, which are super good. So just all around, I think Dino is going to be the 8th best auctionable card. Coming in at the number 7 spot, I think you still got to go with Galaxy Magic Johnson, just because he's 6'9" with a 7-foot wingspan, and I do think he's slightly better than a guy like Ben Simmons. I still think that is a super close debate, and it's always been a super close debate since those 2 point guards came out, Ben Simmons and Magic. Like, you guys can let me know who you guys prefer at the point guard spot, whether it's Magic Johnson or Ben Simmons. I think I've seen more people say Magic's better, but in my opinion, I agree with those people. I do think Magic is just slightly better because his movement's better. He's got a better jump shot. Defensively, he's not going to be as good as Ben Simmons, and maybe not as good as going to the rim, but I just think all around at the point guard spot, I would take Magic Johnson a little bit over Ben. And then coming in at my number 6 spot is going to be the Dark Matter LeBron. I still think he's better than Jonathan Isaac. I know a lot of people are saying that LeBron is actually worse, or Isaac is better than LeBron, and that's a fair comparison to make. Like, Jonathan Isaac is so elite at small forward that I don't think it's crazy to say he's better than LeBron at the 3, because they're both super elite on the defensive end. I think LeBron's just slightly better. He's a little bit more versatile than a guy like Jonathan Isaac. I like him a little bit more on the offensive end, just because of LeBron's ability to attack the basket with a 98 driving dunk, 97 vertical, and we know LeBron gets some of the craziest animations in the game. He's also got some very solid dribble sigs with the MJ dribble style, Kyle Lowry size up, which is actually pretty underrated in the game, and then he's also got the John Wall escape. So just all around, I think LeBron's got some very good stats and badges. Obviously, he's a Dark Matter, so 30 Hall of Fame badges. I feel like the one thing kind of holding this card back from being the best point guard in the game, or best small forward in the game, I should say, is his base. Like, I feel like his upper is really good, and I liked his old base on his Pink Diamond version, but they actually gave him the Kyle Korver base, and I just don't really like this card's jump shot too much. I wish he maybe got like the LaMelo base, Kuzma base, Rudy Gay base. If he would have got one of those, or maybe just his normal base on very quick time, timing, I do think this card would easily be the best small forward, even though I like a guy like Mike Bantam over him right now. But LeBron, I think for an auctionable small forward, is the best in the game. But talking about my top 5 here now, coming in at the number 5 spot is going to be Dark Matter D-Rob. I think these next 5 auctionable cards are just a huge step up from the past, 5 auctionable cards. Not to say LeBron and Magic and Ben and Dino and Isaac are bad cards, but these next 5 cards, I mean, we're talking about Dark Matter D-Rob at the number 5 spot. He's still probably the best power forward in the game. He's 7'1" with a 7'5" wingspan. We know he's gonna be able to play very good defense, 98 block, 98 interior defense, also having an 88 steal, 90 perimeter. Tons, pretty much every single Hall of Fame badge in the game for defense, and then he's also great at finishing around the basket, 95 driving dunk, 95 standing dunk. I mean, we know these Dark Matters got pretty much perfect stats and badges. It really just comes down to the animations at this point, and they gave D-Rob his jump shot on quick timing, which is very good. He's also got the normal leaner, which you can take on next gen, and then sigs wise, they actually gave this card some amazing dribble sigs for a 7'1" center or power forward. He's got the Garland size up, Kobe escape, Dame behind the back, MJ dribble style. I mean, this D-Rob card we all know is one of the best cards in my team. I do think LaMelo is slightly better than him though, because I think Melo is easily the best point guard in the game. Like, I want to do a quick comparison between LaMelo and Magic Johnson, because this is crazy to say, because I think a lot of people would think, oh yeah, Magic's a way better defender than LaMelo, and that's the reason why he's a better point guard. But if we take a look at the defensive stats, they're basically the same. I mean, LaMelo's actually a little bit better of a defender if we're just talking about stats and badges. I understand Magic's got a better player model. I understand Magic's a little bit taller, a little bit better wingspan, but LaMelo is so much better on the offensive end than Magic, where Magic's maybe slightly better on the defensive side of things. But if we're talking about badges, I mean, LaMelo's got Hall of Fame Challenger, Hall of Fame Clamps, Hall of Fame Interceptor, Menace, Pick Dodger, even Gold Off-Ball Pass compared to a guy like Magic. And then we know, like, offensively, he's going to have a ton more Hall of Fame shooting badges, way more, or a little bit more, I would say, finishing badges, and just all around, I think LaMelo Ball is better at pretty much everything than a guy like Magic. So I think LaMelo Ball is the 4th best auctionable card. Coming in on my number 3 spot is going to be the new Dark Matter Kristaps. I think him and D-Rob is a very close debate, and you could really flip-flop them if you wanted to. Like, you could go D-Rob at 5, or sorry, Kristaps at 5, and then D-Rob at 3. That's definitely a fair thing to say. I think Kristaps is just slightly better than a guy like D-Rob, because I do think he's a better center than D-Rob. He's got that better jump shot in my opinion. Defensively, not as good, but you guys got to remember, he's 7'3" with a 7'6" wingspan, and he can play the power forward position. So I feel like if we're talking from a glitchy standpoint, I do think he might be slightly better than D-Rob at the 4, but I think that's a super close comparison. But I do think Kristaps is a decent amount better at the center position, but both very good auctionable Dark Matters and are very similar. I think Kristaps, they really souped out his defense, and that's kind of what he needed. Like, if they didn't give him these good defensive stats and badges, and then I would say D-Rob is definitely better, but the fact that they souped them out on the defensive end and gave him 87 speed is what I think makes Kristaps the 3rd best auctionable card. And then number 2 and number 1 are very obvious. It's going to be Dark Matter T-Mac and Dark Matter Yao Ming. I think for 99% of the community, I think Yao Ming is just so much easier to use. But what I will say, if you know how to use Tracy McGrady, you know how to use his jump shot because it's the best jump shot in the game. If you know how to use these dribble sigs, the Curry escape, you know how to crab, you know how to do all that type of stuff, then I think T-Mac could be the best auctionable card. But I think for 99% of the community and my playstyle personally, which is all about defense, like I like playing defense, a little bit of mashing, room running, attacking the paint. Obviously I still can 3-hunt, like I'm not a terrible 3-hunter, but I think for my playstyle, I think Yao Ming is probably just a little bit better as an auctionable card. But let me know in the comment section down below, who do you guys think is the best auctionable card in the game between Tracy McGrady and Yao Ming? But let me know what you guys also think about my top 10 auctionable cards, and I'll catch you guys in the next one. Peace.